If you understand the game of cricket, especially if you're from India, you will immediately connect with this example. Think about a batsman who walks in at the beginning of an innings. There is no pressure yet. There are plenty of overs left. A lot of delivery still to be bowled. And in that situation, the batsman has time to settle in, read the bowlers, plan the innings exactly the way he wants. Now let's look at a completely different situation. Imagine a batsman walking in at the final stage of the game. Around 48th over, there are only a few balls left, and the team needs 38 runs of 15 balls. This is a different game altogether. And at this point, it's no longer just about batting skill. There is a huge mental component involved. This is the point I really want you to understand. Having a skill and being able to execute that skill in a high pressure situation are two different things. Someone who knows how to bat is not the same as someone who can bat when the pressure is at its peak. There are people with incredible skills who perform really well when the situation is normal. When there are others who may not look extraordinary on records, because of this strong mindset, they perform exceptionally well when it matters most. I hope you all know Virat Kohli. What's so special about Virat Kohli? Why do people call him a champion? It's not just about raw skill. People recognize him as one of the best because he has the ability to bring out his best when it matters most. That's what makes him special. When it comes to pure skills, there are many players around the world who may be technically as good or even better. There are only a few players like Virat Kohli or Steve Smith and a handful of other players who consistently perform at an elite level under pressure. That's the real game we need to learn, not just in sports, in public speaking or presentations or in the interviews or maybe in professional life as well. Bringing out our best under pressure. How do we do that? How do we bring our best when the pressure is on? I'm going to share three simple but thought provoking ideas. They may look simple if you reflect on them. They can help you solve your own challenges. Before that, let's ask a key question. How do people overcome fear and achieve what feels impossible? The answer is simple. They train their mind to perform under pressure. Most of the time, the problem is not the lack of skill. The real problem is when and how we execute that skill. So the real question becomes, how do I enable myself to execute what I already know when it matters? The first thing we need to understand is how to develop clarity within ourselves. Before we go further, look at this idea. The precursor to fear is always doubt. Before we feel fear, we experience doubt. What if people laugh at me? What if I make a mistake? Or what will my manager think? Will I get selected in the interview? Something like that. Notice something important here. None of these events have happened yet. Fear starts before the situation even arrives because of doubt. Now imagine standing thousands of feet above the ground with nothing to rely on except your hands and feet. You cannot afford doubt in that moment. What do professionals do? They develop absolute inner clarity. They sit down and mentally rehearse every move step by step through visualization. By developing this clarity, they calm down a part of the brain called amygdala. The amygdala is extremely powerful. Once it gets activated by fear, it shuts down the higher center of the brain. Those high centers are what allow us to speak clearly and thoughtfully, communicate with empathy, or respond instead of reacting, express ourselves in a refined way. Speaking well, especially under pressure, is a high level cognitive activity. Here is something what I can confidently say. When we cannot speak at our best, when our mind is filled with unnecessary fear and imaginary concerns. Why? Because those concerns consume our working memory. That working memory is exactly what we need to form the next sentence, stay in flow during a presentation, think clearly while speaking. When fear takes over, the ability to perform disappears. Now, let me ask you a simple question. Do you perceive it as a threat or as a challenge? Imagine you have to present a solution to a client. That presentation could decide whether you close a business deal. Before the meeting even happens, if your thoughts are, What if I don't present well? Or what if I'm not good enough? Or what if the client is not impressed? You start focusing only on negative outcomes, completely ignoring the positive possibilities. This has happened to me too, I'll be honest. When we see the situation as a threat, we try to escape it. You're asked to say a few words in front of a group, you immediately say no. Why? Because your mind is telling everyone will look at me. What if I mess up? What if they laugh? That's the fight or flight response triggered because you are perceiving a threat. Every coin has two sides. What if you looked at the same situation as an opportunity? You're getting a chance to speak in front of people. You have an opportunity to impress them. What do you really lose? Nothing. Even if you're uncomfortable, you can simply introduce yourself, just thank the audience and appreciate their time. Don't miss the opportunity. How do we convert a threat into a challenge? Just simply by moving toward acceptance. Our mind always will give a first response of whether to say yes or no. Once you accept the situation, there is no turning back because you stepped in already and you're going to embrace it. That mindset alone changes how will you handle the pressure. Let's go back to cricket one more time. When a batsman is in 90s, just a few runs away from a century, their focus often shifts from the very next delivery to reaching 100. That shift in focus hurts the performance. When you focus fully on the process, the results take care of themselves. I'm not perfect in English grammar, yet I'm speaking in English today because I'm focused on what I want to communicate, not on the outcome. If I kept thinking, what if people laugh at my grammar mistakes? What if they don't like my content? I would be focused on results, not the process. The conscious mind can focus only one thing at a time, either the process or the result. Instead of complaining that I studied in Tamil medium school or did not have people to practice with, I chose to face the challenge head on. I worked on it. Today, I'm enjoying the benefits of improved communication. Thank you so much.